Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1969 Seattle Pilots What If Scenario. Today's matchup features the Seattle Pilots versus the Minnesota Twins at Metropolitan Stadium. On the mound for the Pilots today is Marty Pattin, whose record is 5-6 with a 4.31 ERA. And pitching for the Twins today is Dave Boswell, whose record is 11-2 with a 2.50 ERA. And so our winning streak came to an end yesterday with a 5-2 loss to the Twins. It was going to end sooner or later, a game that we were never quite in. We struggled with our starting pitching. Once again, Bob Meyer, he gave up 4 of the runs. And our bullpen is doing well, and I think it's because we continue to cycle relievers in and out of the bullpen, players we've traded, we can bring new people on. That strategy always seems to work in Baseball Mogul. So our bullpen looks pretty good. Our starting rotation is kind of rough right now. Even Broadbender is struggling. And we've got Marty Pattin on the mound today looking to get things right. If you take here, you'll see our Pythagorean is 8 games under 500. Based on our run differential, and yet we're 2 games over 500. So no matter how bad we lose, I do tend to think that we're at least, playing above our skill set based on our run differential. So we have that we can be proud of. Another thing I want to mention real quick, keep in mind, if we look here at our finances, we're only averaging 5,000 people in attendance because the stadium, only seats 7,500 people. When we go to play the 1970 season and we keep Seattle in Seattle, we're going to expand the stadium to 35,000, which was what was intended originally when the Pilots were created. So our revenue will be a little bit better next year, I hope. And as you can see, we're projected to lose like less than $100,000, which is not so bad. We've done a good job of keeping the payroll pared down. And once we trade Tommy Harper, that might be good enough for us to get back into the black. So the other thing of note before we get started is the voting for the AA team name has concluded today, and if you are unaware, our winner for AAA is the Bend Bats. Now, we were only going to do AA, but I like the name so much, and because we figured out that the Pilots were sharing the same facility as the Montreal Expos in Vancouver, I went ahead and took the Bend Bats name and made it the AAA team because it is the larger population in Bend, Oregon, of our options. And then the AA team will now be known as the Coos Bay Crash. So thank you for everyone who voted. Thank you for those who gave team names. Some really good choices there. I love the Liberty Loglookers. I might even take that one and make it our single A team name. Which is actually the Clinton Pilots. That is the actual single A team for the 1969 Seattle Pilots. So good job by everyone participating in that. Let's go ahead and get started with Game 3 of the series today. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. My intention is to start doing more shorts, as if like maybe a highlight from the game. YouTube seems to be rewarding its content creators through providing shorts, and I'm not really sure how to do that yet, but I'm going to work on that. So you may see some of those coming around shortly. Okay, so Marty Pattin's on the mound, throwing a Marty party today. The current Twins lineup is batting .239 against him, so that's pretty solid. All of the bullpen is available. Okay, and here's our lineup versus the right-hander, Dave Boswell. Boswell's got 11 wins and a 2.50 ERA, so he's going to be tough to beat. And everybody's the same, other than we put Jerry McNertney back in there after Renew got a spot start yesterday. Otherwise, everybody else is the same. I'm incorrect there. Actually, Tommy Harper is in right field, and we give Tommy A.G. the day off. After those 3 home runs, his bat's gone silent, so we'll give him a break. Okay, let's go ahead and do the official lineup rundown for the Seattle Pilots. Batting leadoff, playing second base is Gary Sutherland. Batting second in left field is Mike Hegan. Batting third at third base is Rich Rollins. Batting cleanup in right field is Tommy Harper. Batting fifth at first base is Joe Pepitone. Batting sixth in center field is Don Bosch. Batting seventh and catching is Jerry McNertney. Batting eighth at shortstop is Freddie Patek. And batting ninth is the pitcher Marty Pattin. Okay, let's take a look here at Dave Boswell. We already did a deep dive on him. Man, he is already making his 19th start of the season. He's got an 11-2 record with a 2.50 ERA, 107 Ks in 136 2/3 innings pitched. He's also the first pitcher that we faced that's broken the 100K threshold. Batting 197 against him, 4 complete games and a shutout. Fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. His ground ball percentage is 57%. His slow curve, that's his best pitch, rated at 94. And the fastball, pretty solid as well at 86. Overall, a 90. Second pitcher in a row we're facing with at least a 90 overall rating. The 24-year-old righty goes to arbitration at the end of the year. Looking at his log, I'm sure he's played us. Yeah. Just one start here on June 2nd, and he threw his only shutout against us. Complete game shutout, striking out 10, and then he went back-to-back with double digits versus Detroit. So, very impressive. Okay. Here we go, taking a look at the Twins' defense. Pretty solid all the way around, everybody above average. League average or better. And Gary Sutherland leading off versus Dave Boswell. And he walks Sutherland. So we've got the leadoff man on. And Mike Hegan up. Hegan 0 for 4, 2 Ks in that first go-around. Here he hits a fly ball to center field. Caught by the center fielder, Ted Uhlaender. One down. Here is our hit and run specialist, Rich Rollins. Rollins, he's our best qualified hitter on our team, batting .262 with 3 home runs. Leads the team in the hits, as you might expect. As he grounds to short, and I was going to call a double play, but Sutherland beats it out. We had the hit and run on. Obviously, that was not going to be a double play. So we have a runner in scoring position for Tommy Harper. Harper had the day off yesterday. And he strikes out. Okay, we go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Twins lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing left field, is Mike Adams. Batting second at first base is Rod Carew. Batting third in right field is Tony Oliva. Batting cleanup, playing third base is Graig Nettles. Batting fifth at shortstop is Leo Cardenas. Batting sixth and catching is John Roseboro. Batting seventh in center field is Ted Uhlaender. And batting eighth at second base is Frank Quilici with Boswell in the ninth spot. Okay, we'll take a look at Marty Pattin. Let's go right to the log here. You'll see that he's coming off a terrible start, 3 2/3 versus the Orioles. He got a no decision. We actually won that ball game. We swept the Orioles that series, so only hurt his ERA. If we take a look down here, he did pitch versus Minnesota twice back on April 11th, going 6 1/3 and not giving up any runs and taking the win. And then on May 31st, he also got a win. So half of his, no, I'm sorry, he's got 5 wins. So I'll just say half, but that's not true. He went 5 2/3, giving up 7 hits and 3 runs. So Pattin has pitched well versus his team. He's making his 16th start of the season. One of only 2 pilot starters have made all the starts. He's 5-6 with a 4.31 ERA, 42 K in 87 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .282 against him. He's got 1 complete game shutout. Fastball, as we know, tops out at 89 miles an hour. His 4-seamer is his best pitch, rated at 79. The 26-year-old righty goes to arbitration next year. Okay, let's take a look here at the defense. Pretty solid, except for out there in right field. And, of course, Sutherland made an error yesterday, but he's been pretty good at second base. And we've got McNertney behind the plate, who is also a defensive liability. Mike Adams leading off versus Marty Pattin. Full count, and Adams pops it up on the infield. Rollins making the catch. All 4-seam fastballs. Just giving him the heat. 1 down for Hall of Famer Rod Carew. 3-1 count, so he's gone to 3 balls in the first 2 batters, inducing a ground ball to Sutherland. 2 quick outs here for Marty Pattin as Tony Oliva steps up, and there's a base hit. We can't get a 1-2-3 inning. Oh! And Harper throws him out at second base. That is his 4th outfield assist on the year. I'm guessing that because his rating is so poor, more base runners are trying to take advantage of that. And he's nabbing the runners at second base. So great job by Harper. And we go to the top of the 2nd inning with no score and Joe Pepitone leading off. Pepitone walks just like Sutherland did in the 1st inning. So we've got the leadoff man on again. Don Bosch up. This is a double play waiting to happen, especially with Boswell's 58% ground ball percentage. And he pops it up. Should be a out as it carries to the outfield grass in left field. 1 down. Next up is Jerry McNertney. Batting average still hovering around 260. Sharply hit ground ball to first. Can they turn 2? They do. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning with Graig Nettles leading off. Pattin threw 19 pitches there in the 1st. Nettles ground ball to second. Sutherland making the play. 1 out. Here's Leo Cardenas. He played second base yesterday. Technically, he was out of position. And he strikes out swinging. So first K for Pattin. Now, I forgot to mention, and I'm not sure it's really worth mentioning, but I'm going to point it out anyway. Like Pattin, who doesn't walk very many, has had a string where he's given up at least 2 walks in every game other than the White Sox game. So I feel like he's probably going to walk at least a couple batters today, right? 2 down. Here's the first walk. Yeah. I mean, it's the old strikeout walk combination. There's nothing you can do about that. So runner on first, 2 down. Ted Uhlaender up, and Uhlaender strikes out. So strikeout, walk, strikeout. We go to the top of the 3rd with Freddie Patek leading off. So Patek had a rough start for us, but he's had a hit in 3 straight games. Starting to trust him a little bit more at the plate as he is safe on an error by the shortstop, Cardenas. So we'll take that. And maybe can we get a stolen base from him here? 73%. Roseboro has a great arm, but we're going to take a chance. If we're going to beat this team, we're going to have to take a couple chances here. Patek's going, first pitch, and he's thrown out by Roseboro. 2-2 count to Pattin, and he strikes out looking. 2nd K for Boswell. And Sutherland, a line out to short. So we have had a base runner on every inning so far, but we don't have any hits yet. We go to the bottom of the third with Quilici leading off. He strikes out. 3 Ks for Pattin. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Dave Boswell, batting 150. Yesterday, our starting pitcher walked the pitcher. Here, Boswell lines out to second. I know that these things do happen. Like pitchers do walk pitchers. Pitchers get hits off other pitchers all the time. It just feels like so intentional when it happens here. What is going on with Pattin? He struck out 2 of the 3 batters in the last 2 innings. We go to the top of the 4th. No score, and we're still looking for a first hit. Here's Mike Hegan. Hegan walks. So we've had walk to lead off, error, and another walk. And Rich Rollins hitting and running. It's what he do. Oh, he gaps it into right center field. Come on, Hegan. Good speed. And he does score from first. 1 Pilots. That is Rich Rollins, team leading 10th double. So if you had Rich Rollins in the first 2 double digits and doubles, you win nothing but my gratitude. Rollins on second base. Come on, Harper. Let's try to hit it to the right side. Move him over. Give Pepitone a chance to drive him in. That's a good job right there. That'll get Rollins to third. And Joe Pepitone, we're requesting a sac fly. Anywhere in the outfield should score the run. 0-1 count. And a base hit to left. That's even better. We'll take it. Rollins scores. RBI for Pepitone. And it's 2-0 Seattle as Don Bosch steps in. Bosch has definitely been, I don't know, maybe we hit his at-bat threshold because he has definitely dropped off the table here. And I was kind of counting on him to be an everyday player when we trade Harper. A ground ball to second and another error. Everything is lining up for us today as Quilici makes the error. So the middle infield for the Twins not having a good day. First and second. Here's Jerry McNertney grounded into a double play. That could happen pretty easily right here. Base hit to left. Pepitone around third. He scores 3-0. We are going to hold Bosch at second and continue to try to pour it on here. Despite the 2 errors by the Twins, all these runs are earned so far. First and second, 1 down, Freddie Patek up. Patek walked and was caught stealing a ground ball to second, and they cannot turn 2. They get the force at second. First and third, 2 down, and Marty Pattin's up. I think we're going to try to steal second base here too. Patek, as I mentioned, thrown out earlier. That's almost I guess it was a pitch out. Their version of a pitch out. And that will end the inning. So 3-0 Seattle going to the bottom of the 4th. And Rod Carew leading off. 3 lefties due up. Carew, Oliva, and Nettles. Carew popping it up on the infield. That's an easy play for Sutherland. I am reluctant to say easy play for anyone on our team. Even Hegan had an error at first base. Oliva popping it up. I think Pattin throwing all this soft stuff is keeping the sluggers on their heels. Nettles gets a base hit, though. So, no 1-2-3 inning there as Nettles is on first. Only the second hit for the Twins. And Leo Cardenas up. 2 for 7, 2 strikeouts versus Pattin, and he walks here. 1 swing of the bat from Roseboro can tie it up. 2 down. Roseboro, base hit to right. Nettles, will he score? He does score with 2 down, and Cardenas goes to third. So it's 3-1 now. We knew Pattin was going to give up a run. I'm not too worried about that, but we want to try to keep the bleeding here to a minimum. Ground ball to short. And the play is made by Patek. So the Twins get 1 run back after the Pilots scored 3 at the top of the 4th. So it's 3-1. And Marty Pattin, who was at the plate when Patek was thrown out, will lead off, and he strikes out. 3 Ks for Boswell. 2 of them are of Pattin. Pattin, by the way, is still looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 23. Okay. Here's Gary Sutherland back to the top of the lineup. Sutherland, we could count on him getting a hit every game. That's a single into left field. So he's got a base hit and a walk today. Here's Mike Hegan. 2-2 count to Hegan. And that should be 2 fairly easily. Yep. 6-4-3 double play going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Marty Pattin, he threw 19 pitches in the first. And he's at 58 overall, so he's been efficient. Bottom of the lineup, it's Quilici leading off. Skies it into right center field. 1 down. Here is the pitcher, Dave Boswell. Boswell strikes out, 5 Ks for Pattin. We're back to the top of the lineup with Mike Adams, who's still looking for his first hit versus Pattin. And he strikes out. Holy cow. 6 strikeouts for Marty Pattin. I wonder if we should call it a day for him with the lefties coming up. We'll mull it over here. Okay. Rich Rollins leading off. 1-1 count, and he flips it into right center field. That's going to fall in for a little duck stort single. Rollins, that is his second hit of the day. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Yeah, Rollins 2 for 3 with an RBI. Looking like the player of the game so far. Now we're going to do something we don't normally do. We're going to hit and run with Tommy Harper. I feel like he's lost his power. So we're going to try to hit and run. He can do that. Rollins on first. Oh, a number right back to Boswell. Rollins does advance. And I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that we have had the leadoff man on base every inning, and usually that's the thing that happens to us. Here's Joe Pepitone. He had the RBI single in the 4th, popping out here. And Don Bosch. 1-1 count. Oh, he's going to gap it into right center field. Rollins comes around and scores, and Bosch has his second triple of the season. As you can see right there. Good job by Bosch. It is now 4-1 Seattle. Okay, here's McNertney. He got his 31st RBI earlier in the ball game. And he absolutely crushes it to dead center field, falling just shy of the warning track for out number 3. So we get a run back. It is now 4-1. Wow, we got all these lefties. But we have Pattin will bat next inning. I guess with 67 pitches, we have to, and the way he's pitching, I think we have to let him go one more, at least try. So here we go. Carew leading off, and he strikes out Rod Carew. That is 3 straight strikeouts now, dating back to the previous inning. 7 Ks for Pattin. Tony Oliva up next. 1-1 count. Oh, he rips it off the wall left field. That's a for sure double. Oliva holds. He was looking at third. That's his 10th double of the season. All right, well, things are getting a little dicey here with the runner in scoring position. We'll see what happens with Nettles and Cardenas, and then we might have to pull him. Here we go. Graig Nettles, full count. Ground ball up the middle. Play made by the shortstop as Oliva advances to third. So this is definitely the last batter for Pattin. Runner on third. Here's the right-hander Cardenas, and he strikes him out. 8 Ks. I mean, he's thrown a shutout this year, Pattin, but this might be the more impressive performance. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Freddie Patek leading off. Safe on an error. And walked, thrown out twice. Fly ball to left. 1 out. Okay, so Pattin's coming out of the ball game here. I think we're going to pinch hit Danny Walton. Only because I feel like he always comes through in these situations. Look at his log. No, I'm wrong. He almost never comes through. He's 6 for 29. But you know what? Why not? Here we go. 3-1 count to Walton, and he walks him. So another leadoff man on. That's every inning so far. That is hard to do. Okay, let's see if Sutherland can lay down a sack bunt. Get Walton over. Try to get an insurance run here. Well-placed bunt down the first base line. Moves Walton to second. Good job by Sutherland. Mike Hegan up. Hegan looking for his first hit versus Boswell. He has walked today. Full count, and he walks. Wow. Boswell losing his control here. But it does set up a double. Oh, no, there's already two outs. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking about the double play in order, but. And then Rollins flips it to right. Will that fall in? Get down. No, it's going to be caught by the right fielder, Oliva. So we strand 2, go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Harper will bat, so we're going to leave Harper in there defensively for one more. And we will bring in Ron Lock 'em Down. He has been so good versus lefties and righties. Look at his splits. Lefties are batting 177 against him. Righties are batting 220. You can't ask for much more than that. All right. He's going to have to go after John Roseboro here. Roseboro over 2 with a walk against Locke. Wow, pop-up right near home plate. Going up the third base line. There's 1 down. Now, Ted Uhlaender hits lefties well. He's batting 375, but he does not have, I guess I should say, struck out his only appearance versus Locke. Ground ball to first, and maybe it's a line drive? Line out. Okay. Good job by Locke. Getting the first 2 batters. Let's see how he does versus Quilici, and Quilici pops it up. A 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. We're up 3, and Tommy Harper leading off. So Harper will bat, and then we'll come out of the game for a defensive replacement. Ground ball, base hit, past the first baseman. Can he go for 2? Good hustle by Harper. That is his 8th double on the season. He's got the evil 666 OPS. Oh, look at that, 333, 333. He has no power. I don't know where that went. But he's as good as gone. Okay, Joe Pepitone. 1 for 2 against Boswell. A base to the left field. It goes the opposite way. Will Harper score? No, he holds. That's smart. That was a good move. So now it is first and third, nobody out. Can Bosch get us a sac fly? He got a triple last time, drove in a run. 0-1 count. He pops it up. Damn it. Foul ground. There's out number 1. McNertney. I don't know. For the first 2 months of the year, I would have thought McNertney's got the advantage here, but he's been really struggling. Yep. Oh, infield single. That'll drive in a run. That's cheap. I mean, I'll take all the wins I can get. And Lord knows we've been moguled so many times. So I'll take the cheap run, but it's sort of ridiculous, to be honest. And here's Freddie Patek. Freddie strikes out on a pitch that was well above his head. And that's going to do it. They're going to take out Boswell to bring in Tom Hall. And we will pinch hit Locke. We will bring in a righty who hits lefties best on the bench. Johnny Jeter does, but I like the fact that Darren Johnson's got 3 home runs versus lefties. Johnson, he's been overmatched against these some of these lefties pitchers, but we'll give him a shot here. 3-1 count. Ground ball to second, and that will end it. We are going to the 8th inning. Let's take a look at our defense here. We will take out Harper for Jeter. Yeah, that works. And we are good otherwise. Okay. Yes, we need a pitcher, not a belly itcher. It's 8th inning. We're up 4. We're going to let Skippy pitch another inning here. Lockwood. So far, so good for Lockwood. He's walked 4 batters. That's never good. But opponent's only batting 172 against him. So, got no complaints. Like I said, our bullpen's been doing their job. It's going to face Bruce Look, the backup catcher. He's pinch hitting here. Ground ball to first. Play made by Pepitone. 1 down. We're back to Mike Adams. A rare offer. He's 0 for 3 and 2 strikeouts today. A comebacker to Lockwood. That was an easy play. 2 quick outs, and here comes the lefties, starting with Rod Carew. Carew 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Oh, and he strikes out again. This does not look like the Rod Carew we know. Unbelievable. Okay, we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Al Worthington, this guy is a glutton for punishment. They keep running him back out there. He gave up 5 runs in the first game of the series and took the loss, came back and gave up a hit and a walk yesterday and got his 11th save. The 40-year-old righty is a free agent at the end of the year. He's going to face Gary Sutherland, who is 1 for 2 today. A walk, a sacrifice. He's been solid as always. Popping it up. 1 down. Here's Mike Hegan. He's walked twice today. Maybe 3 times? He walks for a 3rd time. Look at this. Hegan. Now, hang on 1 second here. I'll tell you something. He's got 42 walks. He strikes out a ton too. But he's actually pulled back on that a little bit. So when I was looking at the All-Star game in real life where it was played in Washington, D.C., the upcoming All-Star game. The Pilots' lone representative in 1969 was Mike Hegan. But he was injured, and they actually replaced him because every team's got to have one, right? They replaced him with Don Minchard, who we traded very early on to the Mets. So now it's 5-1. We're up here in the 9th. We are not going to hit and run with Rich Rollins. We will let him take a cut. He's 2 for 4 today, though. And what does he do? He grounds into a double play to end the inning. We go to the 9th. 5-2-1. And I think we're going to bring in Denny Riddleberger, left-hander. There we go. He's making his 3rd appearance. And you can see not a lot to go on here. He's a rookie. I don't like paying my bullpen arms. I feel like if you work them enough, you'll figure out which ones will work for you and which ones will work against you. And we've been lucky so far. Riddleberger gets Oliva to ground out. 1 down. Here's Graig Nettles. Ground ball up the middle. Play is made by the shortstop. 2 outs. And it's up to Leo Cardenas to keep it going. He's 0 for 2 with a walk today. And he strikes out, and the Pilots win 5-1. We swept the first place Baltimore Orioles. We took 2 out of 3 in Minnesota. Handshakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. Okay, thank goodness, no trade offers. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. We have now won 40 games. We're 1.5 back of Minnesota, 1 game back of Oakland, And we'll take a look at the National League. San Diego's got their 21st win, so they're coming along. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They were due for a good run. Let's take a look at headline news. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Whoops, there we go. Pilots are closing in on the Twins. A lot of stuff going on here. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, nothing of note. Transactions. Two things here. Sudden Sam McDowell is out for 4 months. Oh, no, that's going to crush the Indians' hopes. They just traded for Norm Cash to make a run at it, so he's done for the year. Finishes the season 11-4 and a 2.06 ERA. That is Cy Young worthy right there. But he is done. And Ross Grimsley, Scuzz, that's his nickname. Ross Grimsley is out for a month. He's in single A, so no big deal. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel, please. We've got a 3-game series versus the Royals, and then, of course, we'll do the end of the month standings and league leaders summary. So stay tuned for that coming up in the near future. All right, player of the game. A lot of good contributors today. I feel like we should give it to Jerry McNertney. 2 hits. He drove in 2 runs. Rich Rollins, he had the game-winning RBI with the double. But we are going to give it to Jerry McNertney. Rollins got his 10th double. Harper got his 8th. Bosch hit his 2nd triple. Marty Pattin evens up his record at 6. A great performance. 8 strikeouts. Where did that come from? The bullpen does their job. Dave Boswell taking the loss. He falls to 11-3 on the year. Okay, that's going to do it. We're going to come back tomorrow with the first game of the series at home versus the Kansas City Royals. Until then, everyone, have a great day.